Okay, Professor, this is my recording for interview 8, my 5-minute interview for lesson 8. These are my settings showing I have no other displays connected. These are not connected, and it's just in my built-in display. Okay, first thing I'm going to do is open a new project. Now that I've opened this project, I'm going to go ahead and open Scene Builder. And what I'm going to do is try to get as close as possible to this. Go ahead and delete all this stuff. Delete the label. I'm going to get started with a menu bar. I'm going to make this wide enough. Smaller. Okay. Okay. Now that we have the menu bar, we're going to move this a little higher. There we go. That should work. Going to delete this one. We're going to call this one operations. Just like right here, operation. Call this one exit. In the operations, we're going to add a menu item. Two more, 1 and 2. One of these is going to be called add, subtract, multiply, divide. And we're going to go ahead and put an accelerator here, control down. We're going to use A. For the subtract, we're going to use S. Multiply, we're going to use M. And for divide, we're going to use D. Okay. And for exit, we're going to have one which says exit program. Okay. This is our menu bar. Now we're going to have our numbers along with the add, subtract, and multiply button. To get started, what I'm going to do is I'm going to have an H box. Oh, actually, let me go ahead and get started with the V box. A V box under here. For that menu bar, we're going to bring it a little bit back down. that should be fine. Now that we have that V box, we're gonna grab an H box. In that H box, I'm gonna add another V box. Just so the numbers and stuff don't get hidden when this menu thing comes down. We're gonna add a label. And a text box. Text field. And in this H box, what I want is some spacing. I'm gonna do 20 for now. Actually, let's make this 5. And we're gonna give this V box some more room. Along with some copy and paste these. Okay. Make this a little bit smaller. Add another one, and another one. And amongst these, I want to add some spacing or padding would actually work. Yep, that's fine. Okay. This one I'm going to call number 1. This one we'll call number 2. Yeah, let's make this a little bit bigger. Okay. Equals. Leave that label there for now. And on the bottom H box, we're gonna have buttons. And to bring these a little bit lower, I'm gonna add some padding from the top as well. Make that margin. There we go. And here we're gonna have buttons. It's gonna be 4 of them. And we're gonna translate these right. Along with some spacing in between them. Call addition, subtraction, multiply, divide. Okay, So far, so good. Let's say what we're gonna have empty. Okay. So far, it's looking pretty close to what we have here. So what I'm going to do now is I'm going to head and write the logic for this program. I'm going to go ahead and save this. Pull up my IntelliJ. And as you can see here, this is all of my FXML of what I did in my scene builder. What I am going to do is add FXID to these on scene builder. Okay. A menu. Operation item. Exit. Item. This is gonna stay the same, so I won't touch that. I'm gonna go ahead and change this ID to num. Text field num1. Text field num2. Call this one result. Button add. Button subtract. Button multiply. Button divide. Save these changes. Now we can go ahead and get started from here. JG FXID. FXID. And again, I'm just changing all these IDs to FXID professor. Num1. Num2. And results. Okay. I'm going to import these into my controller. Creating a field for all of these. Okay. I'm gonna go ahead and start writing the log. Now, I'm gonna start with add. And yeah, we're gonna actually make this an int num1, and we're gonna parse the integer, and then we're gonna have int sum equals number 1 plus number 2, which again we're receiving from the text field, and we're gonna put result set text to the sum. Okay. We'll have it like this for now. Do the same thing here for subtract. And there we go. We're gonna do the same thing right here for multiply. And for divide. And what I'm actually gonna do here is if num2 equals 0, leave some space here, else and we'll finish this off in a second. What I also want to do is exit, and this we're going to use for the exit item on the menu. And now we're going to import an alert. While also importing alert type. Okay. Alert type. We're gonna have title. Probably won't need a header, so title and content. Set title, set content, and show on wait. And we're gonna use that right here. And we're gonna use error type along with the title. We're just gonna say error along with the content, which is cannot divide by 0. I'm gonna save this. Now that we have our modules ready, what I'm going to do is go back into Scene Builder. And change the code for these. On action, I want add. On action, I want subtract. On action, I want multiply. On action, I want divide. Okay, for operations, for the add, on action, I want add. subtract on action, I want sub. For multiply on action, divide, I want to divide. And on the exit, on action, I want to exit. Okay. So let's test run this. Let's fix this up. I think I can do 600, and let's do, let me double check here what I have from my VBox. 650 width, 300 height. Okay, we're gonna have 20. If we add 40, subtract 0, multiply 400, divide into 1. If we have 0, we have an error, which we cannot divide by 0. So if we change it to 2, divide, it works, our operations. Let's do add. This is me using the shortcut, subtract, multiply, as we can see this is changing, divide. And now let's exit the program, and it exits. Alright, that's my first attempt. Let's do this one more time, Professor. Again, this is my second attempt now. And go into our scene builder. Delete the button as well as this label we have here. What we're going to do now, we're gonna grab a menu bar. Let's put this to what we had it before, which was 650 and 300. Now that we have our menu bar, what we had was operation, exit. Inside operations, we're gonna add an item. We need 3 more. First one's gonna be called add. The next one will be called subtraction. Well, let's just call it subtract. Multiply. Divide. And let's go ahead and add our accelerator, which will be a Control A, Control S, and let's also start adding our IDs. Call this add. Sub. M divide. Oh. Okay. Exit program. Give it an ID of M. Exit. And I won't add an accelerator here. Now that we have our menu bar, we're gonna go ahead and add an H box. Well, first we'll add a V box. Yep. Followed by an H box. And I'm going to add a V box to give it space on the side. And now we're going to need a label. As well as text field. Make this text field a little smaller. I need one more of those and 2 more labels. Okay. And in here we're gonna add some spacing. Make it 50, actually 20. Number 1. Number 2. Equal sign. Nothing in there. Okay. We're gonna go ahead and add some margin here. Now we're gonna add another H box. And before we do that, let's actually go ahead and give these their FX IDs. Or just IDs. Text field num1. Text field num2. Result. I'm gonna grab the H box now. Followed by 4 buttons. Let's add some spacing in here. Along with moving them a little to the side. Addition. Subtraction. Multiplication. Division. Or actually, let's just do divide. I think that's, yep, that's how we have it on here. Let's go ahead and follow the same template. Yep. Okay. Give these their IDs. Okay. Make sure this one has an ID as well. Menu exit. Oh, actually, yep, already has it. Let's go ahead and save this. And we're gonna go ahead and change all of these to FX IDs. And move it to the other side. And by other side, I mean my controller, sir. And I like doing it this way just so I can make sure I don't miss any of them. It might take a little while in the short term, but on the long run, I save myself time from going back and forth, making sure I'm spelling, making sure I didn't miss one. Again, I'm moving or importing all of them into my controller so I can add the logic after I'm done importing all of them. Okay. And I won't need this welcome text anymore. I'll change this to add. And what I'll put here is int num1 will equal the integer parsing int, and we'll get that from the get text. Int2 followed by int sum. And we'll set the result to equal that sum. Now we're doing the subtract method, followed by a multiply, followed by the divide. And we'll have our if statement. If num2 equals 0, else. There we go. I have our exit method. And here's where we're gonna have the alert method. Import our alert. Alert information. Let's go ahead and do this. Alert type. Title. And content. And show on wait. There we go. We're gonna save this. We're gonna go back into our fxml file, open in scene builder. go ahead and add all the on action methods that we want to use. Add. On here I want subtract. On here I want multiply. On here I want divide. Now on the operations, on add, I want to add. On subtract, I want to subtract. On multiply, I want to multiply. And on divide, I want to divide. I'm gonna save this, make sure I'm not forgetting anything. Let me go ahead and take care of the exit program. On action, I want to exit. I'm gonna save that. If I remember correctly, it was 600. And do 300. Okay. 220. If we add, it's 220. Subtract is 180. Multiply is 4,000. And divide, it's 10. Now we make this 0. Try to divide. Oh. Forgot one quick thing, and I know exactly what I forgot. Make sure, alert type, error, followed by error. Cannot divide by 0. Let's try this one more time. 200, 0. Error, cannot divide by 0. What we're gonna do now is try our shortcuts, Professor. 20, if we control add, 220, control subtract, control divide, control multiply. And as you can see, it's all changing. And there we go, Professor. And everything shows up here. And we can also exit the program. Thank you, Professor. As you can see, I got as close as possible to this, while also using Scene Builder. And yeah, Professor, that's as close as I could get. I hope I can get a good grade. Thank you so much for your time. You have a great day.